Hello everybody, Chimera here, and today I will tell you a tale of quarantine and D&D, aka how I released my new song, Bardic Inspiration.
Listen up, better cries, I'm around, certified, cast a spell, throw a fist, it's a war, hit or miss, have no fear, conquer thy demons tonight.
We've all had a lot of time on our hands this year due to quarantine, right? Well, thanks to the lockdown, I actually had the time to explore the world of RPGs, which I had always been interested in, but I had never had the time to actually join a campaign, a long-term one. I had played a few one-shots here and there, but I had never played a full-on long-term campaign. So that's how I got a brilliant idea. Why not DM as in direct message, not the other kind of DM. Why not trying to DM a few of the people that I like and see if they wanted to be friends and maybe play together? And so I did, and fortunately they got back to me, some saying they had to decline the offer, but other ones saying they would love to be friends and play together. And something that really stood out to me was how kind and friendly everyone was, because even the people who had to decline, they were very polite and kind about it. Anywho, once we put together a fair group of people, the question of who would DM the campaign rose. And fortunately, the beautiful, talented, cute, amazing, kindest,
show-stopping
small warlock came to the rescue, and he introduced us all to the wonderful world of Sinren. It was the beginning of August, and I had just released the video clip for Yes, but actually no. I was in northern Italy at the time. So I emailed Wizards of the Coast, and I had the pleasure of talking to I don't know, should I say his name? Well, to the D&D marketing responsible, who is one of the nicest, kindest people I've had the pleasure of working with. And so we decided to work together, and he told me the only concern Wizards of the Coast had was that of breaking the stigma that only nerds who are awkward and wear thick eyeglasses and have acne play them. So I started thinking about writing the song. The problem is that although I had a kind of chord progression or harmony I chose, and I had a melody that I could work with, I could not write the lyrics for the life of me. Well, after that I went to the Italian Alps, where my best friend lives, so I went to visit him, and I already had an idea of what I wanted the video clip for the song to look like, but when I got there, that's when I was struck by lightning, and I decided that was the place we were going to shoot it in. So I started drafting the video clip as well, but unlike the song, like on the opposite side of the spectrum, I had way too many ideas for the video. So when I got in touch with Lorenzo from AVZ Studios, AVZ Studios, we had kind of a confusing time because yes, we had a lot of ideas for the video clip, but we didn't have a song, so it was kind of confusing. But thanks to his help, after drafting the instrumental part of the song, it was kind of less of a struggle to write the lyrics, and also we could put a storyboard together. Even so, I could not finish the lyrics. In fact, I finished writing them on my way to the studio, the day I was supposed to record them. And that's why I had to record them twice, because I made an error and I didn't notice until I listened to the recording itself. But anyways, also I had a problem with the storyboard for the video because some of my friends couldn't make it, so I had to draft it 500,000 times, I think. Luckily, recruiting people to shoot the video and interpret the characters I needed was not a struggle, because my friends are hot and they are kind and they tolerate me when I ask them to help me shoot my videos. I love you guys. Even though two of my friends told me they couldn't make it the day before and the day of the shooting, so you guys owe me boba. But in the end, I feel like the party in the video is well balanced, just like in real life. Preparing for the video was a mess. We had to gather props and costumes and travel to the location. And don't forget there's COVID, and I was in charge of organization. So you can guess how it all went. No, I'm kidding, because to my rescue came my friend Aldo, and he helped me out with basically everything. I even had the prop weapons we used shipped to his house. We almost cast his dog as a companion for our ranger, but we had to travel to get to the shooting location, so we couldn't make it. It would have been too much of a hassle for him. Aldo was so precious and crucial for this project. He even carved out the druidic stuff you saw in the video, which, if you haven't watched it already, we didn't have much time to get the costumes, and also our budget was quite limited, so we tried to work with clothing everyone owned already. Knowing what classes I needed each of my friends to play, I kind of gave them directions on what to wear, but the only exception was Billy. The dress she wore in the video is my favorite dress of hers, and I knew I wanted to feature her in a video wearing it before I knew she was going to be in my Bardic Inspiration. Actually, before I knew I was going to release Bardic Inspiration. She looked stunning. And that's not only my opinion, but that of at least another 3 or 4 people who asked me for her phone number after they watched the video. Actually, I was asked for all of my friends' phone numbers after the video was released. I mean, my friends are hottest. But this is a sim-free zone. Sorry guys. After struggling to decide a date in which to shoot that would accommodate everybody's needs, we were finally ready to go. Most of us got to this beautiful town on the Italian Alps on the day before, the evening before the actual shooting session, and we were supposed to unpack and get things ready for the next day. Needless to say, we spent most of the time being memes, as per usual. The next day, though, we put on our serious brains and actually got to work. We were joined by Nikki and the ranger, and Lorenzo from AVZ Studios came with all the necessary gear. We got dressed, we caked our faces, and off we went. Though we never really cease being memes. We have this recurring joke among us that if we're too comfortable, it is not a Chimera video. Last time when we were recording the Yes But Actually No music video, we were standing in the burning sun of July in a cornfield, sweaty and thirsty. And this time we were at 700 meters above sea level, wearing nothing but thin layers of clothing.
We're very cold. I'm getting a cold.
I don't mind the heat, and while we were shooting this video, I was too tense to feel anything but my anxiousness, so that's on that. And also Aldo was with me on this one because he doesn't feel the temperature of anything. But everybody else was continuously like taking off and putting on the jacket just for the scenes, just to shoot the scenes. I'm sorry guys. We also lost an arrow in the woods while shooting, so if you ever happen to find an arrow while strolling in the woods on the Italian Alps, you can keep the arrow and tell the story to your friends and children, I guess. So, how did you like it until now? Make sure to stay tuned not to miss part 2. I'll see you there. But until then, Chimera out!